Hi everybody, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 4th of February going through until Sunday the 10th of February 2019. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for joining me. Now, my horoscopes are based on UK time, and what I do is I give you a day-by-day rundown of what the planets are doing in the sky and what energy that creates. How you can use the energy to your advantage and how you can make the best of it. So these horoscopes apply to all signs of the zodiac for everyone who's watching. So if you like these videos, then please share them and hit the subscribe button so you're notified of new videos coming out. On Monday, the 4th of February, we've got a really important day. We've got a new moon in Aquarius that happens at 9:05 in the evening. And I've made a separate video on that, which goes into a lot of detail. So have a look at that video to really get all of the information about it. But the gist is that a new moon is when the moon and the sun conjunct each other, and the moon is pitch black and it's sucking in energy, recharging its batteries so that it can get through its next monthly cycle. And it just so happens to pull in Aquarius energy in this case, and Aquarius is the water bearer, but it's the element of air. So it's about thinking, communication, and especially being a humanitarian and doing things that will serve other people. So if you're teachable and if you're receptive to new ideas, you're really going to benefit from this, because you will download a wonderful idea that's going to help you and that's going to help other people. So remember, what you put out, you get back threefold. So you've got an opportunity here to really grasp a wonderful idea which will serve other people, and you'll make a lot of you'll get a lot of reward from it if you do the legwork. So the Aquarius moon also conjuncts Mercury, the communication planet, which is in Aquarius. So that's perfect. It allows you to think about this even more clearly. The sun is in Aquarius, so you base your identity at the moment around, am I being of service? Am I being helpful? And if the answer is yes, you feel good about yourself. And it sextiles Jupiter in Sagittarius. Jupiter being the good luck planet in a fire sign, so that urges you to move forward. So on Monday, make some quiet time for yourself to reflect, to gain these new ideas, and then to plant seeds of intention, which you can watch turning into a reality over the next couple of weeks, and you can see them becoming a physical, tangible reality. So rather than just having these abstract ideas and saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had a shelter for LGBT youth who have been kicked out of home. Be a great idea. Rather than just thinking about it, you actually do the legwork to make something like that a reality. So the fire and the good luck of Jupiter, along with the clarity of Mercury, the thinking planet, both of those are going to enable you to actually get things done. So it's the difference between just thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice, and actually doing something. So you start the week off with real power, the ability to really change your environment, to change the way your world looks, and to make a positive contribution, which doesn't come along every day. So use the opportunity to do this. On Tuesday, the 5th of February, the Aquarius moon still conjuncts Mercury in Aquarius, the communication planet, and it also now sextiles Mars, the male principle of I wanted it yesterday, I desire, I am attracted to. That's in Aries, so it's super fiery and it goes its own way. Uranus is the planet of rebellion, the miraculous, the unexpected, of energy and electricity. That's in Aries as well. So we've got a really nice balance here on Tuesday the 5th between wanting to help other people, and having even more drive and fuel and fire to make things happen. So Tuesday is a day about doing what you feel is right. You don't mind if you're alone in an assessment of a situation. You know what's right and what needs to be done to intervene. So you don't need the approval and the validation of others. If you see an injustice, if you see something that is not humanitarian and that does not help people, you will have the sense that I want to push my way into this and intervene and make a change here. So look around you and pick your battles. You know, choose something where you can actually make a difference, where you can have a positive impact on a situation, and where you can really help. That's going to make you feel really good, and it's going to make you feel like you've contributed something, and you will make the situation better for other people. Now on Wednesday the 6th of February, the moon moves into Pisces at 3 minutes past 2 in the morning. The moon in Pisces is really spiritual. It's self-sacrificing. It's about nurturing other people and connecting with the higher realms. So it makes you much more sensitive, much more intuitive. The Pisces moon then sextiles Venus in Capricorn. So Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. In Capricorn, she wants to work on finding love and creating love and making love. So creating beautiful art, or being with a partner and having great chemistry and enjoying the intimacy. So Wednesday, this kind of placement here between the moon and Venus, it reminds me of the song lyrics. I'm not going to try and sing it, but I'll do you the favor of not singing it. But the line is, "This little heart of mine was saying, love, where can you be?" So it's this sense of, I know love, I know you're there. How can I create you? How can I make you appear and manifest in the day? So you're going to be in a romantic state of mind. You'll be wistful and mawkish if you're by yourself and love does not appear. You'll be demanding of attention and love if you are in a relationship. So be careful that you don't become overly needy and that you don't make yourself tedious to others because you're constantly demanding that, you know, do you love me? Do you still love me? It's like, oh, yes, I've told you I love you. Calm down. It's a good opportunity though, if you're single, rather than just longing for a relationship, to do something about it, because whatever you focus on, remember, gets bigger. Whatever you think about, you manifest. So if you're longing for love in a relationship, you just manifest more longing. And if you actually do something about it, you've got all of this fuel this week to take action, which you've done on Monday and Tuesday. Just because it's about you now doesn't mean that you don't have to put as much effort in. You can absolutely put in the effort. Go to a speed dating event, go to a singles night, do something practical rather than just wishing and hoping and dreaming. Thursday, the 7th of Feb, we've got the Pisces moon conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. So the moon, being very spiritual and psychic and intuitive, now sits next to the water planet of dreams and intuition and psychic ability, also in Pisces, and it sextiles Saturn, planet of structure and reality, in Capricorn, and Pluto, the phoenix rising from the ashes and change, in Capricorn. So we've got water and earth here. The moon then also squares Jupiter in Sagittarius, And the Sun in Aquarius, again, we're going back to seeing ourselves as part of a collective and how we can make a positive contribution. That sextiles Jupiter in Sagittarius. Let's move forward with this. Let's bring some good luck into this situation. And it sextiles Mercury in Aquarius, thinking about other people very clearly. And it sextiles Mars in Aries. Let's go. Let's do this already. So there's a lot of energy floating around on Thursday, and it really empowers you. It's like, wow, it's, you know, when you rev your wheels in a car before you zoom off, it's really, you're so full of energy that you're just going to be busting at the seams. So you have to do something. You have to involve yourself in life here on Thursday. Your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, they all align, and they insist that you move forward with what you want to be doing. It's totally different from the day before. You absolutely no longer need, or you have no interest in being validated or told that you're loved, which makes you somewhat unpredictable to those around you because your moods are switching so profoundly and they do it very quickly. So on Monday and Tuesday you were completely like a Stepford wife, in the sense of almost robotic. I am here to help other people. This is my function. On Wednesday it was all about, am I loved? I need love to exist. I want to be romantic. Thursday, you're really powerful and strong, and you don't care about other people so much. You're just thinking, how can I make things happen? How can I get things going? Still, ultimately, getting things going that have a positive effect on other people, but mainly it's about, how do I get things going? So it's really changeable. And if you're not kind of keeping up with the pace of this week, you might find yourself being confused. And yeah, the people around you may think, what's going on with him or her this week? They're just all over the place. So try and find an anchor in all of this, and a way to anchor yourself and to give yourself some peace of mind and calm in the storm is by having a daily meditation practice in your life. We all benefit from having that in our lives. I was an atheist, not even an agnostic. I was an atheist up until the age of 29, and I drove my life into the ground. And when I came out of the hospital, I was forced to find a spiritual practice that worked for me. So I looked everywhere. I went to the Hare Krishnas, I went to Christian Science, I went to Transcendental Meditation, mindfulness. Ultimately, for me, Transcendental Meditation works, and that connects me with my higher power, and it gives me a sense of being anchored. It gives me a sense of having these roots. So if you're like me, if you don't have a home, like I was born in one country and then I grew up in another country and then I studied in another country, so I don't really have a home. So meditation can give you an emotional sense of I belong. So if you don't have that yet, you're really missing out. So try different meditation techniques that'll help you with it. Now on Friday the 8th, we've got the moon going into Aries at 2:35 in the afternoon. So again, the most sensitive part of who you are now wants you to move forward. This whole week is about let's go. The Aries moon then squares Venus in Capricorn. So Venus is very practical and very earthy and very much willing to roll up its sleeves and to create love. So interestingly, because there's a square between these two, love is kind of a luxury that you don't have time for, plus it slows you down. You feel that you have much more important things to attend to as far as the day is concerned. Watch out on this day if you are in a relationship, because the other person may feel ignored and the first cracks may start to appear as a result. So Thursday and Friday, with that friction with Venus, you're really not interested in what other people think. So these are great days if you're someone who's really codependent, to get out of a codependent situation and to free yourself, because you get so much confidence and self-assuredness. You're able to break a cycle that keeps you trapped and keeps you stuck. So use this to your advantage. If you have a good normal relationship, just force yourself to make a loving gesture, even if your mind is completely obsessed with something else, and with your own life at the moment. Just make sure that you let your partner know that you do appreciate them and you care, even though you're really into something else at the moment. And you know, if it's a good relationship, they will understand that you have certain things you need to be doing in your life, ideas that you want to implement, which are going to help you and help other people. As long as you explain that and you make a gesture that, you know, the other person, you do remember that they're around. That's all you need to do. Saturday the 9th of February, we've got the Aries moon squaring Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn is about building a foundation. Capricorn is the sign of the worker, and Saturn actually rules Capricorn, so it's really happy there. And the Aries moon trines Jupiter in Sagittarius. So it's let's go with good luck on your side. Mercury in Aquarius, the thinking and communication planet, which is all about helping others, sextiles forms a positive relationship with Uranus and Aries. So again, we're thinking about other people and let's go do that. So on Saturday the 9th, you're looking for a confrontation, especially if the topic is about how do we achieve a goal, or if there's a cause you believe in, and if you feel that it's being stifled or hampered by red tape, bureaucracy, you'll use all your energy to kind of force your way forward and to make a positive contribution to a system that's already there and to make it work more effectively. So you're like a critic today, and you want to inject yourself into a situation which you really have no business injecting yourself into, and you're doing it because the mantra is, sometimes I have to be unpleasant and do unpleasant things to achieve good things. And other people are going to disagree with that, and also the universe disagrees with that, because if you start something on that kind of footing, I'm doing something unpleasant, like I'm yelling at someone or screaming at them to force them to change their systems or their behaviors, then you're building something which is always going to have aggression threaded into it. So channel that energy differently today and see how you can start something yourself that's going to help other people. You certainly have the fuel and drive and power to do so. So don't go criticizing other people. It's easy to criticize. I mean, you know, if you have animal rescue and you go around and you literally help animals by picking them up off the in nature and in cities where you find them abandoned, but you have very little money, and you give the dogs, you know, the basics that they need. It's very easy for someone with loads of funds to come into that situation and say, oh my god, this is dreadful, and this is just not good enough. And that person who's helping the dogs, for instance, is doing their best and is doing something positive. Ask yourself, what is it that you're doing? You're just criticizing someone who's really doing something positive. So instead of criticizing, do your own thing don't be confrontational, and ask yourself, how am I helping other people, instead of how are other people helping other people. Mind your own business, and if you want to do something good, do it yourself. Finally, on Sunday the 10th of February, we've got the Aries moon conjuncting Mars in Aries and Uranus in Aries. So it's full steam ahead. It's fire, fire, fire. You have total power and fuel coming out the sides. The moon also squares Pluto and Capricorn, so you will want to make changes in a practical, tangible way. And it sextiles the sun in Aquarius. Again, all this fuel, all this power, with the goal of helping other people, being a humanitarian. You know, so like for instance, on Saturday, the day before, you're trying to be a humanitarian, but you're going around intimidating and yelling at people, saying you're not doing it properly. That's not being a humanitarian. You may think about the greater good, but you've also got to think about the people you engage with, the individual connections that you make with people, and whether you actually have, whether that person is going to remember you fondly or not. Mercury enters Pisces today on Sunday the 10th of February. So Mercury in Pisces is much more foggy than it is in Aquarius, because Mercury in Aquarius is in an air sign, so it's able to think quickly, it's really clear. In Pisces, it's much more intuitive, it's much more connected to your feelings and your mind's eye, and you're able to communicate things in a way that are emotionally kind of loaded, and you expect other people to pick up on that, and there is potential for miscommunication. So on Sunday, you feel like you're always right, and you know it, and you feel it deep within your soul. Other people may retaliate today and try and knock you off your high horse and bring you back down to reality a little bit. You'll only see that as a hindrance and potentially end friendships and relationships with people who are trying to knock you off your high horse. And you easily demolish those relationships, and you demonize those people as someone who was never a real friend anyway, or someone who doesn't have your back and never did. So whichever side of this coin you're on, whether you're trying to bring someone back down to reality, or you're the one who's kind of taken off into space a little bit, and you've got delusions of grandeur to some extent, and other people are trying to bring you down, try and be less extreme. And that's why I would mention meditation again as anchoring you, because if you're stepping on people's toes, there's the potential for major conflict. With all this fire that we've got, we really have the potential for major arguments, for people yelling at each other, because everyone feels entitled and validated. Don't try and change anyone else's mind. The best way you can use Sunday's energy is to, again, focus on what you're doing and asking yourself, how am I helping people? And not just on a big institutional level, like I'm giving £2,000 to this youth shelter, and I'm also giving of my time by volunteering, and then feel so grand because you've done that. Some people have done that for 20 years and they don't feel grand, and they don't go around boasting about it. So just get on with what you can do. Also think about the actual individuals you engage with, and make sure that you add something positive to their lives, that you have a friendly conversation, or that you smile at them, or that if you're working with other people volunteering, that you don't tell them all this is wrong and you should pack the lunch boxes like this. Rather than doing that, you have a conversation with them, and you do something positive, and you don't criticize other people. You know, if the lunchbox isn't packed with the tangerine on the left and the sandwich on the right, and it's the other way around, who cares? It's still the same content. So you don't need to be responsible for everything and everybody this week. So it's an interesting week because you feel like you're obligated to make things better for everyone, and you're like the humanitarian of the year. And the thing that's interesting is that for most of the week you've got this fire fueling that idea and saying, yes, I can actually make things better, I can be a humanitarian. But by Wednesday and for the rest of the week, things potentially go sideways, because either you get a big head about it, or you start arguing with other people. Really just keep it very simple and say, okay, if I want to help people, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to shout it from the rooftops. I'm just going to do the practical work. And then there is that one weird day in the week, Wednesday the 6th, where you're just focused on love and do other people love me. So it's about insecurity. So the fire is forcing you and is driving you to help other people, but you do kind of feel insecure about others, and I'm not doing enough, and oh my god, I've got to compete with people. Look, they're helping at the soup kitchen 7 days a week and I'm only doing it 5 days a week, so I'm not as much of a humanitarian as other people are. Don't do that to yourself. Don't put yourself in that kind of position. And you know, if you want to do something for others, just do it in your own unique way. Don't compare yourself with other people. Also, don't overload yourself and burden yourself with everyone else's problems. Remember that charity begins at home, and if you want to help someone, help yourself first and foremost, because if you're in a good place, then you really have something that you can share with others. If you're insecure and angry and you got a chip on your shoulder and you're competing with everyone, then you're not really being very helpful. You're just being a person who bulldozes their way into a situation and makes life more difficult for everyone involved. So it's a strange week in the sense that, yes, your intentions and your thoughts and your heart is in the right place and your thoughts are in the right place, but it's your delivery that needs a little bit of working on. And what is the saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So make sure that you don't go overboard, that you keep your cool. If you find yourself getting snotty or angry with people, then just pull back a little bit, meditate, go back to the ideas that you got during the new moon on Monday and just say, okay, I'm not seeing these ideas being implemented. I'm getting frustrated. How can I implement these ideas better? How can I implement them in a way that actually works? And how can I do that independently? Universe, please help me. Please guide me. So the week is an opportunity for you to build a stronger connection with your higher self and with your higher power. And that's always a good thing, because that is the first and foremost relationship you ought to have in your life, because it's going to be there with you until the day you die. You will have access to your higher self, and your higher self is going to be there with you on your deathbed. So if you're making friends with that, that's the best thing you can do, because that will result in you really being a humanitarian and really having something to share. So that's what I get for the week. I hope you have a wonderful time here. Also, inject some fun into this. Fire likes thrills. Fire likes going on roller coasters and gambling and going to Disneyland and having fun and going in a race car, doing things like that. So if you feel yourself getting cranky and moody and grumpy, then again, charity begins at home. Do something fun for yourself and then go back to helping other people. Okay? So I hope you have a wonderful week. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. In my personal readings, I use the astrology, I use tarot and numerology. I combine them all to get a really, really in-depth look of who you are as an individual and what the point is, why you've come back to this nut house, planet Earth, and what you're trying to achieve. Especially the astrology chart is really helpful with that. I draw it up by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, order a chart rectification with me where I work out your time of birth. It really makes the chart much more accurate. Once I have all of that info, I get a blueprint of your soul, what your life purpose is, what your vocational aptitudes are, what's coming up for you in future in terms of love and money and health and moving and spiritual progress. I can answer any questions you have. So if you are interested in that, then please head over to the website gregoryscott.com to order your reading. If you like these videos, my daily tarot readings, these weekly horoscopes, the special videos I do on the new moon and full moon and the monthlies for each sign of the zodiac and the yearly horoscopes. If you like any of my videos, please share them. I'd be ever so grateful. I don't advertise, so I rely on your generosity and sharing my stuff to get out there. So if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. I'd be ever so grateful. I hope you have a fabulous week, and I'll speak to you soon.